Here's the update according to Alex Jones.
I was taking a few days off with my children, and I was grilling hamburgers on the back porch, watching my children swim in our little backyard pool when Joe Rogan called me. And he called me this morning, and he said, I'm going to call you after 4 o'clock California time, 6 o'clock Texas time. I said, okay, great. Phone rings. I tell my wife, hey, you guys over here, I talk to Joe. And Joe's a very guarded person. I've known him 22 years, but this was like a fire hose. And he goes, yeah, say this on air. Go public. The gloves are off. Total war. And I'm like, let me get a pad and paper. So I go try to pad a pad and paper, and I'm trying to like, well, what's on record? What's not on record? What can I say? And he goes, just say it all. And he kept saying things and telling me things. And like 10 minutes into this, like a 45-minute conversation. Because Joe, we're drinking beer in Las Vegas or something. That's hours of conversation. But on the phone, it's a few minutes. It's like 45 minutes of him like going off. And I'm like, well, what am I allowed to say? Because he's telling me, I want you to go on air. I want you to say this. I want you to. And at the end of it, he says, just put it all out. Well, there's no way to put 45-minute conversation out, and it's import, because it's bigger than Alex Jones. It's bigger than Donald Trump. It's bigger than Hillary Clinton. It's bigger than all of us. It's about somebody that was number one in their field, reaching 20, 30 million people a day with all the aggregate videos he's got out there. That's the biggest media there is. Finally saying, I'm done. Because Joe is a pragmatist. He's a patriot. He's an American. He's as smart as I am or smarter. When I say that, it's not a compliment. It's the truth. He finishes my sentences. He knows all of it. He's addicted to it. He's the real Alex Jones, but the one that's smart enough to think, oh, I'm going to jujitsu this whole thing. I'm going to figure this out. And now that he finally got in the position number one, he said, Alex, I'm taking the gloves off. So here's what he told me. Okay, the stock's up a couple billion at Spotify. He did this, and he's made 110 million or whatever. And I know the inside baseball. He gets 20 minutes of each show that's still going to be on YouTube. And he got in the contract with Spotify that he can have Alex Jones on. I'm in the contract. and so, but he went on. He said, listen, you told me this stuff 20 years ago. You told me 10 years ago. You told me a couple years ago about YouTube, Google censorship. I thought, okay, maybe some of it, but whatever. He just couldn't imagine they were so un-American. And he said to me today, he said, listen, I love America and I love freedom. He said the things they've done, the things they've told me, the way they've talked to us like we're dogs is so un-American. It's not about me. It's about I'd rather die than do this. He goes, I don't care if I get shut off everywhere. He goes, I'm going to war in September. And he said, I want you first guest out of the gate, and then Elon Musk next. And if they think they've been attacked so far, get ready. And because I know Joe, he knows as much or more. I mean, it's scary. You're about to see a calculated Alex Jones. And he said, I don't care what happens. It's for my kids. These people, because he has the inside metrics. He goes, Elon Musk, 100 plus million views. They shadow ban it. They block it. They claim it's 10 million views. Same thing. That's the new interview. And so all of this and these tech dictators, I told Joe a few years ago, I said, I'm coming after you because I know you know all this as much as I do or more. I know you're just as tough as I am, maybe tougher, probably tougher. And you're letting these people piss on you? I said, I demand you attack them. And Joe's like, oh, they're not that bad. And once he finally saw them, here was the straw that broke the camel's back. He tries to get medical doctors on, people that own hospitals, PhDs on top of it. And YouTube tells him, you're not having them on. And he goes, wait a minute, I can't have major he watches all these medical doctors being banned. And again, Joe Rogan is all of us. Like, I am Spartacus, you were Spartacus. There's this moment where you're just like, you know what? I'm not going to bow to you anymore. I'm not going to get down on my knees ever again. This is ridiculous. A bunch of unnamed, weird, crazy tech heads on a bunch of drugs are telling us that we can't promote freedom when Joe Rogan is a guy that loves everybody. And so he was being offered these Spotify deals 6-8 months ago. And he wasn't going to take it. He's making $50 million a year, what he's doing. But when YouTube started censoring him, And then he starts getting on the phone with the YouTube execs, and they're telling him, like he's a dog, it's that spirit that's going to save us, where people just stop caring about, because if you don't stand up for what you believe in, you lose it all. It doesn't even matter. So, you know, again, this is like the first domino. Joe's a great guy, smart guy. I knew he was this guy. I know he's smart. I know he's a patriot. I know he's alive. There's not many people I know out there that have as much dynamism as I do. And I'm not bragging when I say that. I mean, Joe Rogan's got more than I do. And I just begged him. I said so much privately. We had dinner, you know, last year in California. I said, man, I said, Joe, I know you kick my ass right now. You're just as smart as them or smarter. Attack them. Be the man. Go after them. He said, well, I'm trying to convince them. He was meeting with all the top people. They brought him into all of it. He said, I'm trying to convince them to bring you back. I know they lied about you. Alex, believe me, they're not that bad. I can convince them. He finally realized it's war, man. These people are needle dicks. They want to dominate us because they know we are more powerful than them. And we like leave them alone. Oh, I'm more powerful than you, but I'm going to let you exist. No, it's social Darwinism. The chicken dick wants to run us. And he finally completely broke with them. And this is the most archetypal. I can feel it metaphysically. I can see it intellectually. This is like the Death Star blowing up in episode 4 of Star Wars.
I mean, it's extraordinary at multiple levels. And I think what he also recognized and realized is what the example they were trying to make with you was the example they were going to try to make with everybody who either even merely allowed independent thought to be heard. Even if they
like
didn't have
Santa Anna thought killing everybody at the Alamo would make us back down.
Exactly. It's very much it's that same historic mindset, mentality.
They thought killing Spartacus would make people roll over. What's wrong with these elites that they think this?
Well, because most of the time in their minds it works. In other words, that usually the voice doesn't get loud enough or strong enough for that voice to resonate and reverberate around the world.
And they don't get the population always creates a champion.
Oh, exactly. And Joe was simply both too sincere and too good at what he did to ultimately suppress him. And then he leveraged that power for the benefit of everyone else after him.
It's that right decision that has me so excited.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, my God. Is that
well,
not
it's not
sexy?
just a right decision. It's a righteous decision. And so it's a decision that's right at multiple levels. And it's a righteous decision because he could have done other things that would have made him more money.
But it gives me hope in this dark time.
Oh, absolutely. It is a independent Thomas Paine type voice in a time of colonial empires. It's the same kind of action, the same kind of mindset, the same kind of mentality that people can see through example, not only experience an independent Joe Rogan.
Because you haven't backed down, I haven't backed down, but I get how Joe waited till he was #1 and then he didn't back down. That's smart.
Oh, it's very smart. It's a very savvy. He waited to leverage his influence to do the right thing when he had the opportunity.
And then he told me tonight, I said, Joe, all right, no, I said, you want me to say you've declared war on YouTube? And he said, yeah, man.